Hey everybody, this is John. Enjoy this meditation with Dube, the author of the book Do Nothing and the CEO at Image One. Enjoy. One of the things that I always find people ask me, because I've been meditating for many, many years, is, hey John, why did you start meditating? And so I know you've got some great stories on that and thought you could share your backstory on that.
Sure, but only if you share yours as well.
Okay, I will.
So the short story is growing up, I had a good number of health issues as well as a lot of family challenges. And so I became at an early age predisposed to a lot of stress and anxiety. Unbeknownst to me, I really didn't know that that was what was going on. As I got older and I started a business right out of college, I got married right out of college, I had a child a couple years later, it certainly took my stress and anxiety to new levels. I should just footnote that I happened to start a business with my best friend in the world, and everything was roses. But then when you get into business with people, then it's a whole nother story. And so that was a new challenge for our relationship. And I'm happy to say it's been a positive one. But so in my 20s, I just continued to have rising stress and anxiety. 2004, we had my business partner and I, my best friend, Joel Perlman, and I had the good fortune to be able to sell our business. And in 2005, I found myself working for the company we sold it to in stress and anxiety at a whole new level. I'd read about meditation over the years, hadn't done anything about it, happened to have recently read at that time an article in Time magazine. And so I decided to give it a try on that day. I just went over and sat in this chair and I just said, you're so worked up, just sit here for like 5 minutes and breathe in and breathe out. And I didn't even know what I was doing or if I was doing it right or anything of that nature, but I felt better at the end. It's not that my problems went away and I was still frustrated, but I just felt calmer. And so I thought there might be something to this. And the rest is history. It's been really a game changer for me, both in my personal and professional life. So that's my story, John. What about yours?
That's a good story. So my story when I started meditating was, I didn't realize how much anxiety was in my house growing up because I was living in it. And so I didn't know that it was even called anxiety until you start to get older and live on your own and you realize, wow, that was a lot of anxiety. And so after I met my wife when we were dating, she is from Michigan, but she was living in Chicago. I met her when she was living in Chicago. And she was going to this holistic doctor, Darren Weissman, who I actually interviewed on Think Business. It was a phenomenal interview. And he taught me, he was a holistic practitioner, and he taught me, and I said to him, I need to learn how to meditate. And so he taught me how to meditate. And so I started meditating literally 1 minute at a time because it was 1 minute felt like, an hour. 2 minutes felt like, it was, to really quiet. I was always the type of person that was running 300 miles an hour. And so meditation started slowing me down and I started finding the space to actually think about nothing that I couldn't set a goal to. And so I connected so deeply with that because I was always too goal-oriented. I don't know if that's possible, but it was easy for me to be rigid and goal-oriented. And so meditation actually took me to this world where I couldn't set a goal of, how long I was going to think about nothing, and I had to just kind of organically evolve to it. And that's how I started. And I remember the minute I did it in his office, looking out the window after a minute or two that he walked me through this meditation, I thought, this is the greatest. I don't drink, I don't do drugs. This was like a drug. It was absolutely amazing.
How does it show up for you in your life now?
So it now kind of, now I've just been a religious, so that was when I was 27. So I've been meditating now for 20 years. It shows up in my life because I can now actually put it into my life where I can think about nothing. So like, if I'm giving a talk, a presentation, when I'm with a client, I have trained my brain to literally like just get into a meditative state when I'm with clients or when I'm talking or doing something where I am completely engaged and focused into the people in the room, the energy in the room. But it took a lot of training my brain to do that.
Yeah.
And still working on it. I mean, I'm a work in progress. By no means,
it's a life's journey.
Yeah. And I believe, and we'll share this for another episode, meditation saved my life. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, all right. So Rob, this was great and very insightful. The question I have for our listeners today is, why aren't you meditating? And if you aren't, you're listening to this episode for a reason. And so start meditating 1 minute at a time. And to get more information about meditation, you may want to check out Rob's book, or you can always call him. I mean, not only about the book, but about his business. Again, I know we're talking about meditation, but to me, somebody like you who can take the meditation world and you incorporate it, as I know you do, into the threads of soul of your business. And I know that attracts a lot of companies your way. So feel free to check out their website and give Rob a buzz, imageoneway.com, or do nothing on amazon.com. All right, Rob, thanks a billion.
Thank you, Jen.